We're going to talk about painting with markers. So you can see that these letters are already done. Some of them even have a really fun texture in here and in here. You should be able to see that we're going to do with salt. But first let's talk about the marker. You don't have to color your letters and your designs 100%. You just have to have some marker in there. But you can do fun designs, especially with color that you plan to sort of fade out or do like an ombre effect. You can see here I did some dots and circles with different colors. So do consider how the colors are going to work together if they go ahead and mix, kind of like we had to consider when we were doing our color diffusing paper project. So I'm going to do a light pink because I know that it will look good next to a darker pink, and they could make a cool design when I let this ink spread. So just painted on, or just drawn on there, but just using simple water and a paintbrush, I can now wet those designs, and the ink of the marker is going to act like paint. So I can make it spread as far as I want, but it does get lighter as I go, which is kind of an effect that I want. And then I can also do the same thing down here with my designs and let that ink from the marker spread around and sort of fill in the background for me. My light pink isn't doing much at all, so now I know to maybe go back and make a cooler design, or use my dark pink to add something to this. So the second thing that's really fun about watercolor paint is you can add salt to it. So I have some salt here. I'm just going to pinch it with my fingers and drop it into the wet paint, and you'll see it kind of grabs the paint around it and makes sort of like a dotty effect. Once it's dry, you can brush it off and it'll leave behind those dots like it did. Over here you can see it in the purple. So you get a really neat pattern or texture in there that goes away once you get rid of that salt that's dried. Remember, of course, you can also make fun designs in the background. You have a whole lot of space there that you can do some really neat things with. So if I wanted to keep working with my pink, I could do that, and even let that turn into my purple. That's my idea. And just add my water and spread that marker. And the more you work it, the more the marker is going to come up. So you see, as I keep brushing on it, I'll get more marker. So I can make more designs, and then of course I can always go back with my salt, and then I can get some dots in there as well. All I need to do now is let this dry. Once it's dry, sometimes it is nice to go over these edges, which it's hard to do perfect, with something like black. So you have one nice clean edge, and nobody sees the mistakes that you might have made when you were painting, because it can be difficult to keep your paintbrush inside of the lines.